Hey everybody, today we're back with part 4 in my marker series. Today we're going to take a look at one of my all-time favorites, my half-block WGP Sniper. This is possibly my single favorite marker to use. It just points and the paintball goes exactly where I want it. So let's do the rundown here. This is a 2000 WGP body that's been half-blocked and re-anodized, so it's all nice and flat black ano. The half blocking was done by Rain Man, and then the bolt and the sled are from J. Kurt, a guy who I know him from MCB, did, this is years and years ago now, did some custom work including half blocking. He actually made a really nice pump kit for a little bit. So the bolt and the sled and the pin are his work. The actual body work is from the famous Rain Man. Obviously this marker is autococker threaded because it is an autococker body, so I'm using my autococker threaded Deadlywind fiber barrels. I prefer the 12-inch for this one, which is the longest barrel I own. These are Freak compatible, so I use this with Freak inserts, so as long as you size beforehand, you don't have to worry about things like rollouts, even though you're playing with a closed bolt marker. As far as the pump kit and the internals go, this is basically a poor man's T2. And I'm referring to the CCM T2, the extremely high-end pump paintball marker, the half-block style pump marker. So I have a CCM Deluxe pump kit right here with the T-handle, which I find the most comfortable. The Deluxe kit has the main pump rod and then a secondary guide rod, so it's extremely stable. And then internally, the bottom two ball here, as far as the hammer and the valve and all the springs, they are CCM internals. So internally, this is basically identical to a CCM T2 or a 6.5, even if the body is a standard WGP body. Another nice feature of this pump kit and the CCM internals is that it makes for a very light and crisp pump stroke. I have a clamping feed neck here from Trinity Paintball, which is really useful. Allows me to use my universal 12-round stick feed. Standard black slide trigger frame with a trigger shoe to make it more comfortable. And then one unique feature here you may have noticed is the air setup. So I have the regulator down here. I'm using a female Palmer stabilizer, so the regulator functions as the ASA for the marker as well. And then I'm using a 13.3K tank, so 13 cubic inches, 3000 PSI, facing forward from the grip. I really like this setup because it balances extremely well and it makes for a very compact setup. So as far as the balance goes, the balance point is right in the trigger frame there. So it's right between where your two hands are holding the marker, and it's very, very stable. You rock it back and forth, and it'll reset to that balance point. It's not going to topple over to the front or the back. As far as the tightness of the setup goes, I can play this extremely tightly. I can really snap shoot effectively and get very, very compact. I don't have to hold it outwards because of a tank. It's not a very tall setup. It's much shorter than if there was a hopper, so this is great. The last interesting feature here is, of course, the tank cover itself, which includes stock class loops where I can hold tubes. Now I also have a couple of vests that I can use to hold tubes, and I have, on my pants, I have loops where I can hold tubes when I play, but it's useful to have a few extra on the tank, and it makes reloading really easy. So if I'm in the middle of a game, I can grab a tube, pop it open, reload, slide it back in very quickly without having to fumble around down to my thighs or my chest to get a tube if I'm in a tight spot and I don't have that much ability to stretch my arms out. Now to get in this configuration, this marker took a bit of an odyssey. It actually started off as a right feed body way back in the day when I still played with right feed as opposed to center feed markers. I had that half blocked, and I used one of the Palmer's clamp-on. It was about a 13 or 14 round stock class feed that they use. But then I switched to a center feed body, but there was a problem with the tolerances on that body, and try as I might, I could not get it to work, so I got rid of that body and got this body, and then this one worked well. So this is actually the third body that this marker has had over its lifetime. So that's my WGP Sniper. It's one of my absolute favorite markers. Thanks for watching. See you next time.